Mr. Demons has to make an informed decision about who he wants as lawyers. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days.
Look at his face. He's like, damn, 2,100 days.
What's up, everybody? It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be giving an update on the YNW Melly case, as now lawyers are allegedly tampering with witnesses.
YNW Melly's case has been dragged for 6 years, moving without any solid resolution. But now, a fresh twist might complicate things in a way no one saw coming. Melly could be slapped with an additional charge for witness tampering, and that's on top of the original double accusations. That's a life sentence on top of everything else. But here's where it gets wild. Prosecutors are pulling receipts from a YouTuber. They're bringing in content from 10 to 90 Jake, the dude known for breaking down gang ties and street cases on his channel. His content is being used to suggest Melly's connection to the Bloods, which could give the prosecution more fuel in court. And trust Melly is not happy about it, and he is sending some serious warning to Jake. Now, you already know what went down. Two of Melly's closest associates, Sack Chaser and Juvie, were taken out and Melly caught the charge. Authorities claim the whole thing was staged. They say it didn't go down how it was first reported. According to prosecutors, Melly allegedly did it inside the whip, and YNW Bortland, his right hand at the time, helped to move things around to make it look like someone else did it. They even say they rolled around with the bodies before going to the hospital. Then, in February 2019, Melly turned himself in and maintained he didn't do it, but the state wasn't hearing it. They locked him up and came straight with the harshest penalty they could go for. And now, here we are, 2,159 days later. That's 6 years, and Melly is still waiting on a final outcome. A new judge recently stepped in and called the state out for dragging this whole thing.
That's everything that I looked at, as well as any authority cited therein, statutes, case law, or otherwise. You don't have to repeat yourselves. I have the balance of all day today. I take a lunch break between 12:30 and 1:45. I can likewise give you the entire day tomorrow. I won't limit either side to present whatever evidence, witnesses, or testimony they would like to present. Defense, I'm going to start with you, and I also did read Rutledge versus State regarding the defense motion.
He's pushing the prosecution to actually move, and now things are getting even messier. The state's not just coming for Melly anymore. They got their eyes on his lawyer too. Raven Liberty, the one who's been holding it down for Melly this whole time, is now under investigation. According to reports, they're looking into alleged witness tampering. That's a serious twist, especially after all these years. Word is, Melly had been moving pieces from the inside, using coded talk and even having some people in his circle try to shake up testimonies and mess with key info.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures, try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom. And
they say he was sending out messages called kites, trying to guide the whole case in his direction. And if that wasn't enough, his co-defendant, YNW Bortland, got hit too. The feds pulled up to Bortland's place and found some things that were super sus. A suitcase packed with what looked like sketches of jurors from Melly's earlier trial, plus detailed notes.
YNW Bortland was booked into a Miami jail Monday night and is being held behind bars on an out-of-county warrant. We just confirmed the warrant is out of Broward County for witness tampering. The warrant obtained by Law and Crime Network states as follows. On or about April 10, 2023, continuing through and including July 22, 2023, Cortland Henry, aka Bortland, along with others, did unlawfully and knowingly engage in misleading conduct toward another person with the intent to cause or induce them to withhold testimony. The dates in the warrant are important. Jury selection for Melly started in mid-April, and a judge declared a mistrial on July 22nd, the same day the warrant claims Bortland allegedly tampered with a witness.
Now back to Liberty, the same woman who's been right there with Melly in court. Her name's been pulled into the mix. Several sources say the state was watching her closely. According to reports, her account info was handed over to the Broward County Sheriff's Office back in December 2023, all because of a search warrant. But here's the thing, nobody's saying exactly what they were looking for. No details, no confirmations, just a lot of speculation.
Does this have to do with Mr. Demons?
It does, John.
Okay, so can you give them a copy of the search warrant?
No, because it's a pending investigation that's still ongoing.
The state's thinking the death penalty, so you need to turn over the affidavit.
Judge, they've had since December of 23. They didn't even have the courtesy to inform us of a pending investigation.
Now, Melly's legal squad ain't just sitting back watching all this go down. They're pushing back hard. They want to know if this investigation into Liberty is still ongoing or if it's been shut down. And if it has, could they bring it back up later? But here's where it gets real sticky. They're also asking if the feds have recordings of any private convos between Melly and his legal team. And if they do, that could flip this whole thing upside down. We're talking possible mistrial, maybe even a complete throwout of the case.
First thing we need to know whether Miss Liberty is still under investigation. We're told before the hearing by the state, and I have no reason to doubt their word, that she still is under investigation. So that raises for us a number of problems. It may look on the surface that the only thing is, does Miss Liberty need to get permission from Mr. Devins to stay on the case and for him to waive conflict, but it's much deeper than that. And the reason why it's much deeper than that is we don't know.
But so far, no charges have been brought against Liberty since this whole thing kicked off in 2023. That kind of hints that maybe the sheriff's office came up empty. After Melly's mistrial, his team filed a motion to toss out a bunch of evidence. And right in the middle of that pile were YouTube videos of 1090 Jake. If you don't know, 1090 Jake's known for breaking down street politics and gang activity on his channel. He's done interviews on platforms like Vlad TV and No Jumper, and somehow his content got dragged into Melly's case. Now the prosecution, they're reaching. Here's the move they tried to make. They wanted to use videos where Jake was talking about the Island Boys, yeah, those two, calling out how they were falsely claiming gang ties. No mention of Melly, but somehow the prosecution spun it like this. If Jake didn't say Melly wasn't a blood, then that must mean Melly is one. Huh? That's the stretch they're riding with to try and push for the death penalty. Melly's team didn't even let that slide. They shut it down as irrelevant and flat out inadmissible.
Melly's team has also put in a motion to dismiss a handful of evidence, including videos of 1099.
Jake wasn't cool with that at all. He responded real quick, saying he doesn't even know Melly, never met him, never been affiliated with him, none of that. He also pointed out how weak the officers' claims were, especially since they're supposedly based on info from a confidential source. And get this, Jake even said the state purposely left out one of his No Jumper interviews where he clearly said he has zero connection to Melly.
I knew that there was a lot of in his case when I got brought up. An undercover detective who testified with the mask on said I'm one of the most highest and respected members of G-Shine, the same gang that Melly is allegedly a part of. Mind you, I don't know Melly.
Right.
Nobody I know knows Melly. So that right there doesn't make any sense. This gang detective said he got this information from a confidential source.
But now the state's out here trying to use clips from his videos and run with this detective's shaky testimony like it's enough to pin something down. It's looking real desperate. You can tell they're reaching, trying to stack anything they can just to make something stick. And Trust Melly is feeling the heat. And according to several media outlets, he is pissed at Jake for making all those videos on him because they could now get him in big trouble. And the internet is reacting. One user said, the state, 1099. Jake said, free Melly at the end of this video. Bam, we got him. They're affiliated. Another user said, imagine doing 6 years with no conviction. So now it's getting real split. Some folks think Melly deserves another shot. Others, they're saying, let him stay exactly where he's at. Which side are you on? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this video informative, go ahead and give it a like and hit that subscribe button.